Hello everyone, welcome to my Dragonbane solo campaign, session 5 already. Before we get too far, I do have some old business to take care of. I found these two pieces of treasure at the very end of session 4. I was so excited to roll and searching for the room for bonus stuff. Shocked to roll and find two treasures. I actually forgot to roll the spot hidden to actually find the treasures. I hate to retcon, but I'm not going to keep these things if I didn't find them. Fair is fair. I'm going to roll a spot hidden right now. That's what you have to roll. 10 or under, I actually found them. We're in good shape. 11 or more, forget about it. 10. Oh, that's exactly what I needed. Okay, I did find these two items. Good. I would feel kind of guilty if I kept those inappropriately. Okay, so that's it. Let's move on to session 5. Session 5's to be a fairly easy going, mild-mannered session today. We have done it. We have successfully completed all the waypoints for chapter 1. All we need to do really is get back to Nick's Figwin and turn in this last quest and get rewarded, and then just kind of basically wrap up all our loose ends, clean up everything, get ready to move out of High Karn and go on to chapter 2. So that's what our goal is today. It should be fairly easy. Plus we get a roll for some skill ups in the chapter. We'll check that out. I'm going to do some buying and selling with the merchant, especially now that I've got some new goodies. Yeah, okay. I'm still going to role play a little bit, of course. I mean, that's why we're here. We've got to have a little fun. So I'm definitely going to have some role play moments. Let's begin. Nick steps out of Isaac Loosejaw steps out of the horrid house and steps out into the street. He takes in a breath of fresh air now that he's out of that garbage, decaying, horrible demon summoning house. Clears his nose out, clears his lungs out, takes a deep breath. Night has fallen over the city officially now. It's still early evening, so there's lights are still out everywhere. People are home having dinner, home from their work, relaxing for the evening. Maybe getting ready to have in the town. Next kind of turns around and looks back at this house, and sure enough, much like the weirdness that he thought when he saw from the inside, from the outside, this just looks like a simple 2-story cottage. On the outside, it's very clean, kind of an off-white paint, cute blue shutters, little box of flowers here on the front of it. Looks nothing like it does on the inside. It's very strange. Weird magic is at work here. Isaac knows he probably needs to go report what's happened to the constable. I mean, there was a demon cult in this town trying to, and probably very close to summoning a demon. So he looks around. Sure enough, there's an alley here. Between all these buildings, narrow alleys, and he kind of goes into it. Once again, it seems like that strange magic is at play. It's like I said, High Karn's not a very big town. There's not shouldn't be a large twisting alley like he kind of runs into again. When he first ran into this alley, it was kind of twisting and strange and felt like an alley from a much bigger enclosed city. Feels that same way here. He walks down this narrow alley. Eventually, he comes across the corpse of the cultist he killed not very long ago. Still lying there. Doesn't look like anybody's found him. He wanders back of the house, wanders out the other side. Goes to the marketplace. Goes 3 doors down, around the corner. There was the constable's office. What did I say? I believe his name was, Felix? I think so. Felix, the halfling constable. There he is. He's behind the desk. He's kind of looking a little sleepy. There's a empty plate on his desk next to him. It's like he just finished dinner. He's kind of got one eye closed, his little furry feet propped up on the desk. Like he's getting ready to take an after dinner nap when Isaac kind of comes storming in. Felix says, opens his eyes, sees him. Oh, ha, did you have much luck chasing down those street urchins? And then suddenly he looks at Isaac in a little more detail. And Isaac's covered in spider ichor, blood, garbage. Felix stands up. Oh my God, what happened to you? Oh, you stink. Oh, no offense, friend, but you smell something awful. What happened? Isaac states, yeah, I found the thieves. Demon cult you had in this town. Summoning a demon of gluttony. What? What? That can't be. What are you talking about? Demon cult? He stands up, he grabs a hat, puts it on his head. Impossible. You might need to grab your other guards and follow me. Felix is like, wait here, wait a minute, wait outside. Wait, like, way outside. So Isaac goes and stands outside. Felix goes and he goes and runs off and grabs his guard. He comes back with the guard from the east gate. Isaac recognizes him. The guard from the south gate, Isaac also recognizes him. And another guard which he doesn't recognize must be patrolling somewhere around here. And they all four of them come back here together. This might be, as far as Isaac knows, this is probably the entire city guard is right here. This is them. This is the crew. This town can't be much more than that. It says, follow me. And he progresses to take them on back down the alley. They're all following him, but kind of at a bit of a nasal, a good nose, upwind difference. Is that the right word? Upwind? An upwind distance from him. And he leads them back down through the alley. They see the cultists. They all kind of gasp in shock. And he says, yes, this man was the one stealing food. He attacked me in the alley. I killed him. They says, oh my word. They're shocked. They get around to the front of the house. Zig says, they're in there. Felix goes, in there? Well, that's Nadja's and Dane's place. He looks at the other three guards and says, have you guys seen Nadja or Dane recently? They all kind of just shrug their shoulders. And, I haven't seen Nadja or Dane in a while. He looks back at Isaac and says, you can't tell me. Nadja and Dane are good people. You can't possibly be trying to tell me, they're demon cultists. How did you even find they were in this house? Well, I don't think I really want to talk about the teleportation stone and how he teleported to the top of this place. And this place looks bigger on the inside than the outside. I think I'm gonna try to just kind of bluff. I think I'm gonna roll a bluffing skin, even though it's a 5. I'm gonna give myself a boon because I'm just gonna tell a simple story. I'm just saying that cultist found them way, told me that this was the house they were in, and I charged into this place, and that's where I found them. I'll give myself a boon, but you know what? I'm disheartened now that I think about it. Charisma, bluffing. Boon and a bane cancel each other out because I'm disheartened due to me pushing my luck a while ago. I'm just going to try to roll and see if the bluff works. Wow, it does work. Okay, sometimes the simplest story is the best. So it's kind of the answer Felix wanted to hear. Isaac says, I don't know who Nadja and Dane are. I never met them. Felix kind of remembers that suddenly he has 2 letters, in his pockets. Maybe one's from Dane, the corpse he found outside the city. One is definitely from Naja up in the attic that never got mailed. Isaac's not quite sure what to do about that. He's afraid if he reveals these letters, he's an outsider of this town. Another thing to really just complicate the matter. Isaac decides just to let that lie. Maybe he doesn't need to say anything more than, I don't know who these people were that were inside there. Felix, however, he's still kind of a police officer, a cop, a constable. They all kind of have a bit of that constable sixth sense. Even the somewhat sleepy-looking, lazy halfling constable here. He tells this guy, "You stay here with him. You, Isaac, don't leave. You wait here for us till we have a chance to check it out." And he goes inside the house with those other 2 cars to check it out. She kind of keeps a wary eye on him. Isaac just kind of sits down here in the street while they search the inside of this house. This would be kind of one of those good moments. If this was like a movie or a book, this would be a good moment as Isaac's sitting here on the stoop reflecting about all that's happened this day. This would be a good time for like a flashback episode, maybe where Isaac goes back to where he is a squire and the first time he had to deal with demon cultists with his master at the time. Or maybe a flashback for maybe when he got knighted, something like how did he become a knight? Or maybe like why he's here, the mission that sent him from the south all the way up here. That'd be a good time for that sort of background episode. I don't know, maybe as an interlude between chapter 1 and chapter 2, maybe I'll do a little background story for Isaac so we can learn a bit more about him. I don't know. I like to role play. Maybe that'll be a fun thing to do. I told you I'm expanding. I'm just doing whatever for this Dragonbane campaign, exploring everything. And if I can explore fun role play moments, anyway, I'll ponder. Doesn't take very long though before Felix and these 2 unnamed cars come storming out of the building. Oh, they're retching. They're throwing up as they leave out here. They don't have that. They don't have quite the goblin latrine background that Isaac has. He's used to the stink. Maybe even that was really strong for him, but these guys are retching. Felix is like, "Oh my God, you were right. What was going on in that house? Those 2 people weren't Naja and Dane. I don't recognize them. None of us recognize them. Oh my God, you did stop a cult in there. I saw the ruined summoning circle. I don't even know what that means. What were they doing?" Isaac gives them kind of a brief background about demon cults and demons of gluttony. This is kind of knowledge for knights have. They were trying to use this food, and they've been stealing food for a long time to summon a demon of gluttony, but they obviously didn't know how to do it very well because the food had gotten rotten, and they'd been trying for quite some time. But I guess maybe Isaac will try to say a little something though. He'll say, but south of town, I did fight. He says, one of the reasons I came back to town in the first place is I did fight a boar outside of town. There was a dead body out there by that boar. I meant to come back and report it to you, but I guess in the flurry of my concerns about this cult, I completely forgot to tell you. It's just south of town. I don't, out in the wilderness, but you should be able to find it. I'm sorry I didn't report it to you when we spoke. I guess I was distracted by these thieves and the possibility of a cult. Well, Felix Fursley is still pretty flustered. At this point, I think he trusts Isaac pretty well. He wasn't lying. There was indeed a demon cult operating in this town. He's certain of it now. Hey, go check south of town. See if you can find it. She's obviously a scout. She'll go see if you can find that dead body. That helps allay Isaac's conscience a little bit. He didn't want to leave that dead body out there. He meant to report it. But like I said, maybe he's going to keep those 2 letters hidden because he doesn't want things to get weird. Well, he says, well, we got to clean up this place. We don't know what we're going to do. What do we do? They have a kind of a discussion with each other. Felix kind of says, well, you're not going to leave town tonight, are you? You're going to stay in town. I might have more questions. He says, oh yeah, I'll still stay in town. I'm going to be staying at the Napping Turtle Inn tonight. But I probably will be heading out, tomorrow at some point. He goes, okay, well, I know where you're staying. I may have more questions. Do you think there's any more cultists around? Isaac says, I don't know. But you might want to post a guard out here, just in case. Oh, well, good idea. They post a guard outside this house. And they all kind of go running off. Who knows where. Anyway, good enough. Isaac goes back through the alley again, back to the market. The market's all shut down for the day. And as I said, last time he was there, they were all closing up. He makes his way over to the inn of the Napping Turtle. The couple's there. I don't have any tokens for the old couple, but we'll just assume the old couple are there. We know that. And he talks to them, tells them that he handed Nick's, their package. The older lady, the middle-aged lady, oh yeah, Nick's, yes. How was he? Did he enjoy the care package? As it goes, well, he liked the jam. He seemed to really like the jam. Oh, okay. So I know he would. He's a dear friend. He's kind of maybe not quite as, himself these days, but that's why we send him care packages. Izzy just kind of stands there. Finally, the lady says, oh, what's that? Oh, oh, what happened to you? You stink. Oh, her husband comes up. Oh my God, you're not staying in our room tonight. No, not like that. You need to get cleaned up. We are not letting you stay in a room in your condition. We'll never be able to get it clean. Isaac's also angry. He's disheartened because he pushed a roll. He's also angry because he's pushed a roll. This has been the most insane day he's had maybe in his entire life. Listen, you owe me that room. You promised it to me. You promised me if I delivered that gift, you would give me that room free of charge. I expect you to uphold your end of the bargain. The older couple kind of take a bit of a step back. I'm going to roll a persuasion. It's going to be a little bit more of an intimidation. I don't think they're necessarily saying no, but I think Isaac wants to put a little bit of fear in them. Well, no, they didn't. He didn't really put much fear into him. The couple says, okay, well, I understand. We agree, but you need to get cleaned up. There's a bathhouse 3 doors down. Isaac says, yeah, I get it. Everything in this town is 3 doors down and around the corner. I get it. Kind of storms out. He goes over to the bathhouse. Sure enough, there's a bathhouse down the street. He walks in. There's some attendants there. It's kind of getting towards that evening time. There are a couple other people there at the bathhouse. And he, of course, is a sight. People there are like, oh, what happened to you? Isaac's like, well, that doesn't matter. I need a bath. I need my clothes cleaned. And I need them washed. Um, I think I think there's no. Normally, he sees a sign behind the counter that says bath 2 copper. They look at him and say 1 silver. 1 silver. Your sign says 2 copper. Well, that's just for the bath. You want us to clean your clothes. You want us to, and you are in terrible shape. 1 silver. Well, he doesn't go for silver. I don't think he's going to argue about it. He's tired. It's been a long day. He wants to rest and call it a night. 1 silver. So he gets in the bath, gets cleaned up. They wash his clothes as well as they can. You know, goblins don't do a whole lot of bathing, normally speaking. You know, a good hard rain, that normally does the trick. But nevertheless, when in the world of the Dakin, do as the Dakin do. So he gets in the bath. They hand him a bar of soap. Kind of takes a bite out of it. They look at him like an whore. No, sir, you rub that over your body. That's not food. He just spits it out. Ugh. What is this? Ugh. And he scrubs himself. Oh. He's kind of been hurt. He's been wounded. He's still hurt and wounded. Nevertheless, you know, they try to bandage him up a little bit. I guess I'll take care of that when I take my rest in the inn tonight. Bandage him up, send him on his way. He gets dressed. He goes back to the inn. I'm going to rest for the night. A good long rest. I'm pretty sure on a full rest, Con, you just healed everything, right? I don't think there's anything you need to do for a good shift rest, is there? Oh, that's the bestiary. Oh, I don't think so. I seem to remember there's nothing. You fully heal on everything. But I guess I'll double check just to be sure. I know my last session I was getting so tired towards the end. I was looking up everything. I was so tired at the end of session 4 that I should be careful starting too late at night. You can't remember anything. All right. Healing and rest. Shift rest. 1 full shift at a time. During a shift, you recover all lost hit points and will points and heal all conditions. I know staying at the end even gives you a bit of a boon, but I don't think... does that give you a bit of a... I don't know. How can you get better than like healing everything? Let's look up and see what resting at night and inn does for you, though. Kind of curious now. Services. Lodging and inn, separate room. Oh, a shift rest can be held without a bushcraft roll. Oh, I see. Okay, no bushcraft roll. That sounds perfect. All right. So, yes, back to full health. Back to full willpower, even though I never use any willpower. No more conditions. No longer angry. No longer disheartened. Huh. Scared she's a little harder to scratch stuff off than I thought. Wow. Okay. All right. Good. I should roll up for skill ups right now. But I think I'm going to wait until I just turn in this quest to Nyx first and let him know what happened here. Then I'll come back and then I'll do my skill ups after I speak to the very final guy on that. Even though you're supposed to do it. I think maybe you're supposed to do it after a rest. Anyway, so Izzet goes back. He's done. He's out of the inn. He thanks the older couple, you know, for their hospitality. Okay. And like, oh, come back anytime, Sir Goblin. They don't sound particularly like they want him to come back. Not a goblin, he says, as he leaves the place. All right, and he goes out of town. He goes and checks on Pork Chop. See how Pork Chop's doing. Pork Chop's doing fine too. He's been resting outside of town. Where is old Pork Chop? He's in here somewhere. There's old Pork Chop. Pork Chop's fully healed up now too. Congratulations, he got his own shift rest. Pork Chop's back to being in good shape. He goes to Nick's. Where's old Nick's? Oh, there he is. He goes to old Nick's at a circle. Oh, you're back. Did you catch the thieves? Isaac states, I did. They were demon cultists attempting to summon a demon of gluttony. Nix goes, oh, that's why I don't live in the city. Too many cultists in the city. Isaac's like, well, what? Yeah, too many thieves, too many cultists. That's why I live out here. That doesn't fill Isaac with a lot of confidence. Could there be more cultists in the city? No. These are not Isaac's people. He's not their knight. It's not his job to protect the city. He's let the constables know. He'll go back into the town. He's going to go back into town and spend some money before he leaves and gets back on the road. Maybe he'll stop by and see how the city guard are doing this following day. Isaac says, oh, well, you're right. Maybe that's why I don't spend times in cities either. But I'm glad we were able to solve the problem. Hopefully they'll be done. Nick says, yes, well, I promised you treasure. I promised you knowledge. You did good. You did what I asked. Maybe the city is safe. No more thieves. No more stealing my food. I hope not. I hope not. Silver coins. A gold amulet. I really scored well on the treasures this particular chapter 1. All right, we'll take care of some of that when we get back to the city. Now, this is what Nick tells us. Traveling merchants from Derby on the Downs have told Nick's Figwind that the grocer there often delivers goods to the witch of Bent Oak Swamp. The grocer should be able to mark her hut on a map. To reach the village, you'll need to head out of your way and down to the Whispering Grasslands and west of the village. The Whispering Grasslands are so named for the wind that moves through the tall grass. It is a land of old ruins and even older barrows. The place has been settled only to grow wild again many times through the ages. That's our next destination, chapter 2. But next, I guess I forgot to do the prequel to that. A great and terrible witch lives deep in the Bent Oak Swamp. The desperate and foolhardy go to her to have their future told. All those fortunes lead to ruin and despair. However, it is said on the third night of a full moon, the future she tells is true and good and will lead you to vast riches. The journey is dangerous, and he does not know where she lives. However, he does know someone who does. And so that, I guess I should have led with that. So here we go. The witch of Bent Oak Swamp on the night of a full moon will tell me a fortune that will lead me to vast riches if I make my way to her. But he doesn't know where she lives in the Bent Oak Swamp, but the grocer in the town of Derry on the Downs in the Whispering Grove does. That's my next mission. And getting to her is really most of the next chapters of the going forward. Isaac thanks Nix for this treasure. This is quite a bit of treasure. He thanks him, and Nix says, thank you. You did good. Be careful. The Whispering Grasslands can be a dangerous place. When you go and you hear the whispers, do not listen to the whispers. They are lies. Do not listen to the whispers. And he goes into his lean-to on a rather ominous note. But Nix is kind of talked out. He's had it with these Dakin, their constant conversation and their crazy ways. He's had enough. He goes back, rides back into town, and I'm going to determine the value of some of these things. What the heck? This gold ring is going to be so valuable. I got some valuable items here now. I think I said that this ring inscribed on the inside says, "For my beloved Naja." I don't think is this going to sell this ring. No one knows where Naja is. He doesn't know where Naja is. What if this merchant knows Naja? Isaac wasn't born yesterday. As we've already seen, he's not afraid to withhold things that might get him into trouble with these Dakin. Things are always doesn't always pay to be too honest. Honesty's not a value for a wise and crafty knight. You can hold that ring. But these other 3 items and that gold bracelet we're going to sell. Let's see. Wow, I better get a piece of paper here. I better write this down. See what I got going on here for value. 2d6 plus 5 silver coins. 11 silver. Actual silver coins. 17 silver. $11 gold for that bracelet, of course, that I found way back in session 2. 11 gold. No, it was 12 gold. I rolled snake eyes. 10 plus 2. Okay, 2d6 plus 5 gold points on this gold tablet. A lot better there. 9 plus 5, 14 gold. You know, I'm going to try to roll a barter. What the heck? On that gold bracelet that I only rolled a 12 on, I'm going to try to get 15 out of that bracelet because, I mean, I rolled snake eyes on that. I think it's undervalued. Let's go for it. I'm gonna bump that up to 15 if I win a barter here. I'm going to try for it. 18. I did not win that barter, so they're sticking with 12. Okay, so 26 gold. And 28 silver. Well, I know one thing I need to buy. I don't think I am going to bore you guys with that too much yet, though. I know I need to rebuy my shield. The shield that spider broke. That's 4 gold. Let's take a look here. I'm going to just do a little bit of shopping, but I don't want to suck up a lot of time. Purchasing stuff. I'll do that, with the camera being off. You guys don't have to do a lot of that. But let me just replace this shield. Just why this is one thing I know I want, and I can just replace without scratching it or adding it to my character sheet. I think it's like 5 gold. How much is this small shield? Oh, 4 gold. Okay, so I'm just going to subtract 4 gold from this total right away. 10 gold. Oh, so 22 gold. That's actually quite a bit of money now. Maybe it's not so bad. I did pretty good there. 28 gold, 28 silver. To top that with 3 silver now, so I've got 31 silver. Maybe I'll transfer that to 2 gold. 31, 21, 11 silver, and 22 gold, 24 gold. Okay, not too bad. Yeah, all right. We actually made a little money off of that. I don't even know what else would be in there that I would buy. I'd like to buy maybe a longsword upgrade from my brothers. All right, look at me. Shopping's the best part, man. If you hadn't go shopping, how much is a longsword? 25 gold. Holy cow. Literally, Literally no. I guess I'm not saying no on that longsword. That would be my next upgrade, but yeah. Yeah, very, very expensive for a longsword. I think most of the stuff I buy is silly things like tents and upgrade my clothing and other bull stuff. I won't worry about it now. We'll get that taken care of later. Okay, that's that. Let's roll for some skill upgrades. See how we're doing that. I got an evade to roll on. I roll higher than a 10. It goes up to 11. Oh, okay, that's great. 11 evade. I'm not going to give myself a heroic ability yet, by the way. We're not quite there. 10 myths and legends. That's staying at 10. 10 persuasion. That's staying at 10. 10 writing. Okay, cool. Yes. Writing going up. That's a very useful thing. 11 writing. 12 swords. Oh, sweet. 13 swords. That's good stuff right there. Okay. 13 swords. All right. Oh, I'm going to scratch that 12 gold piece bracelet off of here. I sold it. 12 gold piece bracelet on. Probably not really worth rolling on that. Okay, well, that was what? I guess half of my skills went up. Oh, I cut it. No, that spot hidden. I didn't really roll on that spot hidden. It's not good. That's not a gain on that spot hidden. Okay, well, I guess half my skills went up. That's not bad. I'll take it. Kind of the big ones, really. Writing's pretty big, evade's pretty big, and sword's pretty big. So I guess we're being honest. The important ones are the ones that went up one. I guess, the other ones, I guess not going up is fine. Okay. I think we'll wrap it up here. I don't think we need any more. I will assume the constable had nothing more to say to me. He didn't go hunt me down. Maybe we'll say Isaac on the way out of town does stop by his office and just reiterate to be careful and not get sloppy and let cultists ever come to his town again. That's the constable's job, to protect the city from cultists. Anyway, I say kind of choose the city guard out a little bit, but not enough to make them mad. And then he'll grab his mount, and I think next session we start chapter 2, session 1. And as I promised, if you stuck around this far, I have a little bonus for you for sticking it out. Let's see. Let me uncover all this. I drew a map, a fun map of where we're going, what we're doing, what the next part of our little campaign looks like out here. I'm glad to reveal the map to you right now. Oh, spoiler alert if you don't want to see this map. You can always choose not to. It's not that big a deal. Let's not pretend. All right. Here's the map. Oh, it's kind of fun to draw a map. As you can see, here we are, Redfall Ridge. Here's High Carn right here. Here's the Hinge right here. The things of triangles I drew on here are semi-important waypoints, I guess we can say. I certainly didn't draw all the waypoints on here, but sure did. There's the Whispering Grasslands. I don't know what the manor is. Here's Derby on the Downs. Way out here. Here's the next destination. Here's the witch. She's way up here in the corner in the Bent Old Swamp. That's our destination. As you can tell, I don't know what this is. What's that? Here's a town, Fort Fish Flats. Here's another little village over here. Hiss, click, hiss, hiss. What could that be? These are villages with the X. And then up here, Drek. That sounds very goblin-y, if you ask me. Anyway, here's a little glimpse as to where we may be going for the rest of all these chapters. Thanks for joining. I hope you had fun. We'll see you next week for the beginning of chapter 2.